Ain't no how Steppin with Marcus J, live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Thank y'all to everybody who has been rocking with us tonight. Had a raucous first half of the show. Thank you. Special thank you to our sister April P and her baby girl Amazing Grace for rocking with us tonight. It's been a long time since we had them before we actually created Legacy Internet Radio. We were in the place we used to be. She was a long-time contributor, so we appreciate her coming back and hanging out with us for a little while. But we're going to transition. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial if you want to transition with us. We're working on getting the Facebook Live back up, so if you're looking to see us in social media, we'll be back up doing that here momentarily. But for now, it's time for my sister, the dating pool diva, to grab the mic, step to the mic, come to the mic, whatever she got to do with the mic. But as long as we know that she is here and she is a diva, she is a diva. And she gonna do a little diva. You gonna do your little diva dance?
I can't hear my music.
You can't do your diva dance. Here you go. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh, there you go.
there you go. Your music. There you go. There you go.
All right, I got that out. I'm going to start off this segment with something we discussed the last time I was here, the dating challenge for singles. You remember that, Marcus J?
I do.
And I challenged single people to do something different in their dating life that particular week, and they were supposed to call in or, come in and report on their findings, what happened, what their results were. Well, I will say that I tried to join I did join some meetup groups, like travel groups. I joined up with, there was some other groups like social groups, paint night type groups, just so I can get out there a little bit more, meet different people, and who knows, I might meet Mr. Right or whatever, But just trying to expand myself, and that's my way of meeting my own challenge. So I want to put that out there again. For singles, I want to challenge you to try something new this week, next week, or till I come back next month, and see if it works, opens your horizons to meeting different people, and see how it goes. Call in or come in or whatever and let me know how it worked out.
The door is open. So
yeah, the doors are open.
So even if they want to come in, they can.
Doors of the church are open.
Yeah.
But let them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff with Marcus J. Go ahead, Diva.
This hot topic is related to what we were just discussing with the racial tensions and everything in this country. Let me see, I'll get it up. During our current time, there is a high level of racial tension. How do you think this may be affecting the dating, marriages, especially interracial marriages? So who wants to start with that topic?
Well, I have no problem with that. Well, it's a couple of different ways you can look at that. My guess is, I've never been, nor would I ever be in an interracial relationship. That's just not something I'm interested in. Right. Even if I wasn't married, I would be with a black woman. Mm-hmm. That's just me. A lot of times people who hear you say things like that want to get in their feelings. Oh, you're being a racist. No, again, I can't control your life, so I can't be a racist. Oh, you're being a bigot. Right. No, it's my preference. I'm a black man, and I can't imagine my life without a black woman. That's just as plain as I can make it. And if you're not black and you hear me say that, you got a problem with it. All together, everybody. That's a you problem. Having said that, my guess is long-time couples, like older couples, probably have no problem with what's going on right now because it's always gone on. Right. The deal now is you got a camera phone, you got social media, you got, quite frankly, people whose opinions you wouldn't even care to hear 10 years ago now have access to your ear, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so it's heightened awareness, but it's not a heightened situation.
No.
So how folks would deal with it, again, I would guess that long-time couples probably just, as Jay-Z would say, dirt on my shoulder. Whereas newer couples, I found, man, it's just been my experience, I found that younger people are far more tolerant than older people with regards to race relations. With us being in our 40s and 50s, it's difficult because we've become set in our ways. So, like with me, I couldn't envision even going there. I just can't. I can't envision that. Whereas someone else might. You know what I mean? Right. And I would think that younger people probably, because I'm in the streets a lot because of my job. And I'll be honest with you, man, I see interracial couples all the time. And they seem to be good. And I'm happy for them.
Right.
I'm happy for them. If my own daughter came home and said that she wanted to date somebody who wasn't black, that's on her. I'm not going to judge her. I want her to be happy. If that's what's going to make her happy, then I'd rock with it. That's just the way I look. I don't know if I answered your question. I think I probably answered every question except for your original question, which I usually do.
You got questions?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But
you answered part of it. Yeah,
partly.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sure when Mike comes back around, I'll say some more.
Okay.
What you think, Ty?
Yeah, what do you think? You look like you want to say something.
No, just listening and just taking it in, just taking everything in. And for anybody that don't know, this is very much my first time being in the actual den.
Yeah, you listen.
Welcome.
I listen.
Welcome.
Yeah, of course.
You listen.
Yeah, but for the most part, just thinking about how would this play out as far as interracial, with an interracial couple, with everything that's happened right now. I'm gonna have to just piggyback right there, because with younger folks, I mean, I don't have kids, but I got younger brothers, I got younger cousins, and some of the things that they've shared with me to this point over the years, and just seeing how they are and how they've tolerated things. Yeah, things bother them. However, at the same time, it's like their mindset is, look, if we can, we got to do what we can to just try to kill the situation, and hopefully that we don't make a mountain out of a molehill because of what has happened. Yes, we are outraged, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit over here and hate him because of what this fool did.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, I'm going to ask this around, but to you right now, do you think that a lot of the interracial couples that are working out, they have kind of that all lives matter type of mindset?
That's a good one. That's something it's kind of hard for me to gauge, because I haven't been around anybody that's, and I know people, that's been a long time interracial marriage, what have you. I don't know if their stance has been all lives matter or basically where we are with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Because you kind of wonder if somewhere back in their head, are they saying, oh man, come on, stop that. Get over it. It didn't happen to you, or whatever the case it is. It don't bother us. It's not us. So
right.
You wonder what's in the back of their minds.
Shout out to our sister Melanie in the Shy.
What up, Mel?
What's up, sis? Thanks for checking in. I see you. Diva, that's a good question. I was over there on the other computer when you brought it up, man. That's a good question. Because it's hard to think that what people think or would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I almost feel silly even trying to analyze it, but for the purpose of the discussion, we'll do it. All lives matter to me. It's just kind of outrageous. Like every time I hear it, it's like it's so condescending, and it does not take into account what my feelings are and what the feelings are of people like me who are affected by whatever the situation is that would make us say Black Lives Matter. A lot of folks are defending Black Lives Matter, and I agree with this defense by saying no one ever said only Black Lives Matter.
Right.
It's a very fair way, to look at. I heard an analogy almost in joke form, and I messed it up the last time I tried to tell it, but I'll try to say it here, and hopefully I don't mess it up. But it was something along the lines of a person being in the house, and it was a burglar in the house, and the burglar was trying to rob the house, and the person was on the phone hiding, saying 911, come get me, someone's in my house. And they said, well, is there anything going on next door, the house next door? And the person says, no, it's just here. And then the 911 dispatcher says, well, all houses matter. Why is your house special?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And so when you think of it, like, my house right now is being robbed.
Right.
That house right there isn't having an issue.
That's a good way of
But my
saying
house right now is being robbed. And yes, all houses matter. But right now, my house is in crisis. And I don't need you telling me that my house doesn't matter. And so if you're in a relationship with someone who is not of the same race as you, and they can't understand what goes on with you socially, and I'm speaking as someone who's not black, who's married to a black person, if you can't relate to certain things, then it's just me. I don't see how it works. But then again, everybody has to determine what's important to them.
Exactly.
Because maybe I live in such a way that it doesn't touch me. I don't know how that could be because of my own Marcus J mentality. But let's just say, for argument's sake, I live in a place where, driving around, in my nice car doesn't affect me.
Right.
That might be one of those situations. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. We got a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi. You know what? I didn't realize I was going to reach the station. I thought I was going to be able to listen.
I know that
Barry
voice.
Butler, this is Marilyn Marlowe. Hello, everybody.
What's up, Marilyn? Oh, my God. Thank you for calling in.
I did not know that I was going to be... I'm so tickled.
So listen.
I'm on Facebook, right? And I just scrolled and I saw you said...
Get in the conversation.
To be involved, with the conversation, and I was like, "Oh, good! I can finally hear because on the internet I can't hear you all so well."
Marilyn, but I'm gonna put you on the spot, right? Y'all don't know. This is my good friend Marilyn, back from New York. Marilyn,
back in the day.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Marilyn. So I've got a question for you. Tell me what you think is going on in the minds or inside the households of interracial relationships. Let's say black and white, to be specific, with what's going on today.
With what's going on with the politics, what's going on,
yes,
with the cop killers and all. Oh, yes. I can't even think right now.
I got you, huh? I got you.
I can't answer you right now, sir. Listen, is it a way that I can listen to you all without talking? I'm shocked that I even got you.
Yes, Marilyn. Just click on that link.
I'm lost for words, for real.
Y'all don't know. For Marilyn to be at a loss for words, this is the first time, Marilyn. All right? I don't know what's wrong now, but just click on that link I put there.
I tell you what, Marilyn, this is what you do. Are you at your computer right now?
Yes, sir.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. If you go back to that same link where SY just posted and where you found the phone number, I just put a link to how you can listen to us in there. So if you click on that link from your computer, it'll pull it right up. You don't have to do anything other than click that link. It's the link to tune in, and all you have to do is click it. It'll pull up on your computer and then turn on your speakers, and you'll be rocking and rolling with us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for calling. She talks about you all the time.
Love you too, Sharon. You know you see me on Facebook, right? With my crazy self. You know, Sharon, I'm 70 years old, girl.
I know, honey, but that's all right. I love you. You still
Maryland. Okay, I love all y'all too.
Thank you.
Okay, have a blessed evening. I'm gonna listen to the rest of your show. Okay.
You got it. Thank you. That I'm being honest with you. She just kind of made my night.
She is.
Yeah, that was good, right?
She's the best.
She just kind of made my night because just the sincerity in her voice and how excited she was to get through without even realizing that she was going to get through. She's like, "Oh, damn, I'm on."
Now what do I say?
That was so
That's
cool.
my buddy.
That was so cool. That was so cool. Ain't no hashtag on Marcus J live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial to be a part of the discussion tonight. Like our sister Marilyn just now. That's why it's saying peace to the folks on Facebook Live. Back to your question, Diva. It's got to be a tough one. You know, I don't know what it's like to be in those relationships because I wear being a black man just like in everything I do.
Well, what you were saying before she called in was how you can have a different mindset even being a black man.
Right.
Driving a fancy car,
right.
not experiencing any type of racism, or at least you don't, perceive yourself as experiencing that. And then you have, let's say you're the rich black guy and you are married to a poor black woman and she's seen her brother get beat down in the middle of the street by the police.
Right.
You guys may have two different mindsets on the same situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you made that analogy because, Todd, they were saying this a lot about President Barack Hussein Obama because we know that he was raised in Hawaii and Indonesia by a white mother and white grandparents.
Right.
And you can say what you want. This is a different experience being raised in Hawaii and in Indonesia by white people than growing up in Jersey City, New Jersey on the Hill. It's a completely different experience. And it's a different experience if you are Barack Obama and you end up being married to Michelle Obama when her experience was different. So that's why I'm glad you said that. I hadn't even thought about it like that until you said it. You had a lot of folks who had issues. He's not authentically African American. Well, you know what? He is about as African American as it gets because he's literally half African. You know what I mean? And I personally don't like getting caught up in the difference between different kinds of black experiences. But I think she raises a good question, Ty. What do you think?
She does. Diva does. I mean, because too often, and I mean, even I had to learn this, eons ago, moving from Highland Park all the way to Chesterfield and having the mindset that everybody was thinking that I was thinking. Got to Chesterfield, complete culture shock.
Right.
And to understand that I got something that looked like me, but don't exactly think how I'm thinking. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't relate to this?
Right.
I'm confused. But all in all, seeing this and understanding the different mindset, because a lot of us, as brothers and sisters, we have our own individuality. So sometimes seeing it in a perspective of, okay, say, poor sister sees her brother gets beat down in the street, and this brother right here was raised with the quote-unquote silver spoon in his mouth.
Right.
You know, so he's going to look at it as, okay, I married you, I love you, but I can't relate to this because I never experienced it.
You're like, what did he do for that to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, blaming the victim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why, what did he do? Instead of looking at the facts, it's just automatically his mindset. This brother's mindset with the silver spoon is exactly that. What did he do to provoke the police officer? So,
right.
I get outraged by that, and I know that's not where we're going, so I don't want to go too far on that. But I get outraged by that because other cultures don't do that to each other.
No.
You know what I mean? We immediately, and we are all guilty of it, myself included. It's because we've been brainwashed to think that we're always going to be the ones. We get this a lot when you see somebody that's unarmed and they're killed, you know, and I'd like to know what happens in those conversations when you're a black man and you're married to a white woman. And I'm not taking a shot as at a white woman. She might be about it. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. I'm just speaking from my own perspective, because that's the joke that I've made, you know, with the women in my life. You know, I couldn't be with someone that couldn't understand my experience. Mm-hmm. So to be frank, I couldn't get with Stacey Dash. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Because she doesn't come from where I came from. But, you know, when you watching TV and you see Eric Garner get choked out, you know what I mean? And you can see him. Like, we all know what that's like. Like, we all know. If you grew up in the hood, you know what it feels like when people surrounding you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I've been jumped. You know, it worked out well. I didn't get hurt, but I've been jumped. And so you know what it feels like when people are surrounding you. And so even if they got badges, you're like, your fight or flight just like checking in. And they trying to grab you up, and you just standing there. And then he's grabbing your arm, and you like, yo, get off, man. Stop playing. Get off me. Get off me. And then you had the conversation. You see him choking, and he say, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And then you turn to your lady, and she says, well, all he had to do was just go with the police.
And he would have ended up the
same situation. But the point is, by her even asking that question, tells me that she don't even get it. You don't get it.
No.
Right.
You know, Philando Castile, you know, he had a concealed weapons permit. So do I. You know, he carried. Yeah. So do I. You know, so that could be me.
Absolutely.
Give me your license and registration. Okay. Pow.
How? Yeah, like you were reaching for a gun.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the same with all Sterling. So when you are having your conversation, I'm not saying that she not about it. She may be, you know, or he. You know, if you're married to, a white person, there's plenty of white folk that's about it. I'm talking to them in social media. They're blogging with me. I got some jackasses that I'm talking to, but I got some real reasonable people too. Mm-hmm. Some of them get it and some of them don't.
Right.
So I don't know. That's a fabulous question, you know, because anytime I hear all lives matter, my blood boils a little bit.
Right. It's same with me. I feel the same way.
That's like nails to a chalkboard. It really is, man.
nails to the chalkboard. All lives matter. Don't say it. What? Ain't no have Steppin with Marcus J live from the den. Legacy in that radio. Diva, what else you got?
All right, let's transition to something a little more lighthearted.
Damn.
And probably your favorite topic, sex.
Oh, yeah, that.
All right, the question is, how do you handle bad sex with someone you're interested in?
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Go ahead, Mark.
Just interested in right now, and then we'll keep moving.
It's got to be a little more than that.
Yeah.
Kick them to the curb.
It's not you. It's not you. It's me.
I mean, it just depends. It depends. It depends on the stage of the relationship. Mm-hmm. It really does. Like your reaction and your response to that depends on the stage of the relationship.
Y'all just had sex first time.
Yeah, but how long have we been going out?
Well, y'all been going out for like a month or two, and y'all decided to have sex.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that it's okay and early enough, depending on you as an individual and how important a sexual relationship is. If that's a deal breaker, then you got to make it plain. Like, you literally got to make it plain. I mean, not in a hurtful, harmful way, because that's not productive either, you know, but also not in a passive aggressive way. Like, I just, I don't think that our chemistry, our connection is going to warrant us going further. I don't want to be rude or upsetting, but this didn't work. This didn't work for me.
What do you think, Ty? You can't coach them or something? Can't work with
I mean,
so what is your definition of bad?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, like I said,
that's the thing.
Well, that's the reason why. That's why I said it depends.
That's the thing about the after Diva. Okay, what exactly?
It depends.
Can you teach them a couple tricks? You're interested.
You gotta be willing to learn though. Mm-hmm. Real talk, because some folks is rigid and they don't want to do anything other than what they want to do. Right. You know, and if there's no sense of adventure, you know, like with me, I'll give you a perfect example. Like with me, I had a sense of adventure, stuff that I like to do, and if it's always like, well, not even always, like the first time, and you feel like there's no real potential there, then what are you doing?
Right.
You know, what are you doing? We ain't getting no younger.
What you think, SY?
Yeah, well, see, first
She
of
really
all,
ain't getting no
sex would have been a conversation that we had. The do's, the don'ts, the likes, the dislikes, so that when I get into this, I have an idea.
Oh, he said he liked the same thing you like.
Of what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
But if you want me to play the role of missionary Mary and routine, you got to go.
Okay, he's doing all the positions, but just all wrong with it.
No, if he's doing all the positions and he's doing them wrong, he's teachable. Because he knows
You're
something.
you're going to teach him some rhythm.
He knows something. and that's probably the problem right there. He's got no rhythm.
You're going to take him to salsa class.
Mommy gonna help you out, baby. Mama gonna help you out.
Come on, let's go to salsa tonight.
I could do something with this one.
Yeah.
I could dig that.
If he got all those ideas, because I'm sorry, I can't do boring.
I think
yeah.
like real talk, like I think the first time you with somebody if you can do this.
If you can do it again or not.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you may not act like you know, but you know.
Yeah.
What if you're in love with him? Y'all waited a whole year this time.
I mean, I know somebody that met her husband and married him within 7 days, and they've been married for 15 years. So it's possible. It's like, I mean, there is a thing called love at first sight. I absolutely know it exists. So I would never say, oh, it's only been 30. I would never do that. I would never say that.
I can't do it in 30.
Well, I mean, that's just you.
But
you also
only responding for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. But that also goes to how important it is to you, because for some folks, sex is not important to them. Now there are a bunch of us horny people around that can't imagine that.
Now it
but
doesn't
it's
have
true.
to be the do all say all. It doesn't have to be a deal breaker. Now, like I said, nobody wants to go through the same old. So he's got to be teachable, because there's going to be something he's going to want you to do. Okay? There's just no way around it. There's going to be something. So here we go. If you need me to be this way, then I need you to be that way. We do it. You do a little, I do a little. This is the conversation we have in the beginning.
Trade-off.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you wash my bag, I wash yours. But this is not all about you. And, you know, again, it's a conversation that we have in the beginning, what we like, what we don't like, what we do, what we don't do. So we know whether or not, you know, that's going to work out for us, or it's not going to work out for us. If we know it's not, then we don't even need to go there. Hey, Chief.
Oh, you see him.
That's a very mature way to view it. And I think I actually believe you when you say that you do that. But I would caution that most folks probably don't do that.
If you love them, you love them. You have fallen in love with their person. Okay.
I see where you're going, but I address that though. When I address that when I say that it depends on how important sex is to you, and how important sex is to the other person. I'm sure there are plenty of asexual married people around that just go through their lives without even doing anything, and they probably cool. Some of them, all of them ain't cool.
Yeah,
but I'm sure that there are asexual dating couples that might, have sex like once in a blue, and then there's the horny couple that's getting it all the time. I mean, I'm sure it runs the perspective, and and see, the other thing is sex changes too. For some, it might be great the first date. You know what I mean? You test drove the car, it rolled great. And as soon as you make your final payment on that joint, it breaks down on you.
How can we fix this, baby?
You need to put a new engine in it. You got to put a new engine in that joint.
We're going to resuscitate some things.
It just sits.
They probably get comfortable.
It just sits in the yard.
We are not going to play chess.
It's like, hold on.
The plates are all expired on.
With some of that new
wash
finish
that car
on
off, baby.
We're gonna wash that, put some new finish on it. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, it's got rust on it.
Oh boy, y'all crazy.
Y'all know it's true that if you don't use it, you do lose it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I'm trying to lose you.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't lose what y'all got.
Shoot. Well, just back to the original part of
I
it.
think you
may not work as well.
You might need it. You might need a lubing tube, but it still works.
That's right. Keep up your training. Be on the. I can still get it up to her.
What if he can't get it up though?
I mean, there's a pill.
What
for
if
that.
he tried the pills?
There's a pill for that. I mean,
and that didn't work.
You'll still be on that tour.
You still be on the tour.
I mean, it really depends.
People have health issues.
Yes.
Especially as we get older.
If we're married and my husband comes up with a health issue, then that's understandable. That's
different.
Something else.
Right.
That's totally different.
But also, we're talking about like early. I think we're talking about early in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have an established sexual relationship that's mutually, both parties are happy with it, and then you run into a problem, it's like, look, I know you know what I'm working with. And so if you're going to give me grief right now while you know that I'm emotionally disturbed about this, because this is like, as a man,
right?
It's a big deal for you. And so, okay, I'm having an issue right now. Let me work through this and don't be giving me the face.
Ladies can have issues.
And I know that ladies can as well. Yeah. So that absolutely goes both ways. And, as a couple, you can figure out what kinds of things that you can do to make it easier. But there has to be a level of performance that's consistent. Because if there ain't a level of performance that's consistent, the patience level is a little lower.
Right.
Yeah. Would we agree on that?
Very much. Very much.
And how Steppin with Marcus J.
Okay, well, let's take a little break, and we're going to come back with some more dating pool blog book questions.
All right.
You're chilling with David Wren, a.k.a. Dave from L.A., with my man Marcus J. of Ain't No Half Steppin' at Legacy Internet Radio.